Hello Year 3, it's Miss Carter and I'm back with lesson 4 of I Want My Hat Back today. And today we are going to learn how to write a letter. Now we've done little bits on this before, so we are just building on that knowledge. So let's remember where we got to yesterday. My hat is gone. I want it back. Have you seen my hat? No, I haven't seen your hat. Okay, thank you anyway. Have you seen my hat? No, I haven't seen any hats around here. Okay, thank you anyway. Have you seen my hat? No, why are you asking me? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any hats anywhere. I wouldn't steal a hat. Don't ask me any more questions. Okay, thank you anyway. So we're going to move on to the next few pages. Have you seen my hat? I haven't seen anything all day. I've been trying to climb onto this rock. Would you like me to lift you on top of it? Yes, please. Have you seen my hat? I saw a hat once. It was blue and round. My hat doesn't look like that. Thank you anyway. Have you seen my hat? What is a hat? Thank you anyway. And we're going to stop there. So we've met some new characters now. So before, we just had our bear, and he'd met a fox, he'd met a frog, he'd met a rabbit. Now he's met a little tortoise trying to climb up the big stone. He's met a snake, and he's met a funny little animal that I think is a bit like an armadillo. So he's met lots of new characters, but he still hasn't found his hat. So how do you think he's going to be feeling? Pause the video to tell somebody in your house how you think our bear is feeling. I think the bear is still quite sad. I think he's quite worried. I think he might be a bit anxious about where his hat could be. I think maybe, do you think he's feeling a bit fed up now that he can't find it? Maybe a little bit angry because he wants to find it. Maybe he's feeling a bit frustrated with himself because he can't remember where it's gone. Who knows? Now, I know that Mr. Bear was feeling really fed up. In fact, he was feeling so fed up, he's written us a letter. What does it say on the front? It says, please help. Let's open it up and read it. It says, Dear Year 3, please help me find my hat. I feel lost without it. Love from Mr. Bear. So he really does want our help, hasn't it? So we are going to write him a letter back. And we are going to tell him that we will help him find his hat. So, in order to write our letter, we need to think about the structure of a letter. What do we have to start with? We have to start with Dear Year 3? No, we're writing it to Mr. Bear. So we're going to write Dear Mr. Bear. Now, how do we end our letter? How do we end it? We have to write love from Year 3? Or is this one just from me? This one's just from me, isn't it? But you are going to write your own. So I'm going to write love from Miss Carter with a smiley face. But you guys will write your own names there. So now let's start by thinking about what we're going to put in our letter. If you're doing mild, you will write one sentence in your letter. If you want to do hot, you can do 3 sentences in your letter. But if you're going to do spicy, I want to see 5 sentences in your letter. So let's start with Dear Mr. Bear. What can we say? How are we feeling about him? Are we going to laugh at him for losing his hat? Do we find it quite funny? Or do we find it sad? I think I find it sad, so I'm going to write, Dear Mr. Bear, I am so sorry to hear that you have lost your hat. Then am I going to help him find it? Or do I not have the time? I could say, I'm so sorry to hear that you have lost your hat. I'm afraid I'm too busy to help you find it though. Love from Miss Carter. Do we think? No, of course I'm going to help him find his hat. So I am so sorry to hear that you have lost your hat. Of course I will help you find it. Now, am I going to be able to travel all the way to where the bear is in the woods? No. So, I've just noticed I've already written 2 sentences. So I've already done my mild. Well done me, give myself a pat on the back. But I'm not going to be able to travel all the way to the woods, am I? It's going to take me a bit of a long time. So I might say, before I come to the woods, are you sure you don't remember where you put it? Because I want to make sure that he's not just tricking us, don't we? So, are you sure you have looked everywhere? What is that? Are you sure you've looked everywhere? I want an answer, don't I? So I'm going to do a question mark. Are you sure you've looked everywhere? Oh, that's 3, so I've done my 2 more. So, dear Mr. Bear, I'm so sorry to hear that you have lost your hat. Of course I will help you find it. Before I come to the woods, are you sure that you've looked everywhere? What else could I say? Shall I give him some places to check? Where could he check? Has he looked up in the trees? Maybe these are some questions. Have you looked up in the trees? And then, could we say, has he asked? Because he hasn't met any kingfishers or dragonflies yet, has he? So we can say, have you asked the kingfishers and the dragonflies And there is my 5 sentences I've got. I'm so sorry to hear that you have lost your hat. Of course I will help you find it. Before I come to the woods, are you sure you've looked everywhere? Have you looked up in the trees? Have you asked the kingfishers and the dragonflies? Love from Miss Carter. So now it is time for you to write your own letter to Mr. Bear. Make sure that you are using all your capital letters and full stops. You're trying to give him some advice and you're telling him if you will help him or not. What do you think? Gonna help him or not? Mrs. Fryer and I cannot wait to read your letters, and neither can Mr. Bear, because I think he really needs our help to find his hat, doesn't he? So let's keep our fingers crossed that we can help Mr. Bear, and I will see you tomorrow.